Historically, logistics happen to come from a Greek word logos, which means speech, reason, ratio, rationality, language, phrase, and more specifically from the Greek word logistic, meaning accounting and financial organization. The word logistics had its origin in the French verb loger, to lodge or to quarter. Its original use was to describe the science of movement, supplying and maintenance of military forces in the field. Now, let me explain this to you. In the olden days, when the Greeks and there were wars, military men in the Second World War, the First World War, and there were a lot of wars. These days, we only hear of America going to Afghanistan and all those things. But in the days past, in the olden days when we were with God, we had not come into the world at that time. There were a lot of wars. You and I had not come. We were with God. He had not created us, but he knew that he was going to create us. So there were a lot of wars that were going on. And there must be the movement of the war accoutrements and ration that will go to, that is food, the firearms, the items that they have to wear, like clothing, food items, and all those things that they need in the war front, have to move to the military men. So there was this need for the movement, the supplying, and the maintenance of the military forces in the field. And this was what originated the word logistics. So that when you see that they said the word logistics had its origin in the French verb loger, to lodge or to quarter, and that its origin, when we talk about quarter, quarter is a military word. We have quartermaster. The quartermaster is the one who keeps all the wares, the accoutrements, whatever you need, you have to go to him. He will issue you your uniform, your cap, your epaulets, your trousers, your shoes, everything. They keep it. And food items that have to be given out to the military, and those things that are needed, they store them and they give it out. So the movement of these supplies had come to be called logistics. So its original use was to describe the science of movement, supplying, and maintenance of military forces in the field. Later on, it was used to describe the management of material flows through an organization, from raw material through to the finished goods. So, like the literature is saying, it was later on that the word came to be adopted in the field of movement of goods and services. And in an organization, we look at the use of this logistics from the acquisition of raw materials. You go and buy raw materials, then they will bring it to the factory. They will work on it through a lot of processes till you get to the finished product, which is the finished goods. So logistics is considered to have originated in the military's need to supply themselves with arms, ammunition, and rations as they move from their base to a forward position. So as they move from one point to the other, all these things must go with them. The arms must go with them, like I said earlier in my explanation. The ammunition will go with them, the ration. So as they move, in those days they call it hopping. They will hop from one island to the other, trying to make sure that they defeat the enemy. So the military officers with the title Logistica were responsible for financial and supply distribution matters. Now, so like I said earlier on, island hopping during the Second World War, logistics received a lot of you know exposure. People talk more about logistics. The special attention was given to logistics during the war in the Pacific when American troops moved from island to island and had to be supplied with the right quantity of material at the right time and at the right place. So, logistics can be described as the movement of goods and services or items at the right time from the right place to the right person in the right quantity in the right manner at the right price. All these things that have to be done at the right time. So therefore, if the goods are not moved at the right place, to the right place, at the right price, in the right manner, I mean the quantity and the way it is being packaged, everything must be intact. Then you say you are doing logistics. But if the item that you are carrying or you are moving, and remember you are dealing with freight forwarding and the course you are doing has to do with it's a vocational course which deals with movement of goods and services. So therefore, logistics plays a very important role in whatever we do. You carry the goods, move the goods from the source either by air or sea or road or train. Then, I mean, in that case, by rail, then you would have to make sure you carry all these things in the right quantity as agreed with the owner to the right person who is supposed to receive the goods. You don't carry 10 packages of water instead of you carrying 10 packages of sulfuric acid. You have not carried the right thing. Or you go to carry 5 packages instead of 10. The quantity is not right. Or they package the thing, but at the time of you, when it was handed over to you, there was no dent, there was nothing which shows that the packaging is compromised or its contents were exposed to the vagaries of nature, like the weather, the rain, or there's some dent somewhere. But when you carry it By the time you get to the owner, they have tampered with the box. There are some problems. In that case, logistics has not been done, and we are supposed to carry the thing to somebody in Takrady, but you sent it to Kumasi. Logistics has not been done. So logistics, this is used randomly